Hello everyone, and welcome to Totally Not a First Podcast. That's actually quite a good title for a first podcast, as we're going to be talking about everything to do with Generation 1. Joining me today is Dirty D's Done.
Hi.
And newcomer to the channel, Kautra.
Hello.
So we are just going to be talking about everything to do with Generation 1, as well as any side stuff we just randomly start talking about on the side. This was originally going to be a whole background Silphco thing, but because I cannot be trusted with anything, I accidentally deleted the footage. So we're just doing a whole random podcast thing.
Yeah, that was also a full thread ago now. So.
Oh yeah, who even remembers that kind of stuff anymore? I certainly don't. But otherwise,
I never read the thread.
I think it's a good time to just start off.
Right.
With basically, do you like Pokemon? Deeds, do you want to start us off?
No, I'm out. Fuck this. No, yeah, Pokemon is, it was it's always the whole thing where it becomes huge when you're a kid and it kind of just stays with you, I guess. Although I never had a Game Boy I never had a Game Boy or any handheld console till the DS.
Yeah.
So basically my experience with Pokemon was working out how emulators worked and emulating it on Windows XP.
Ah. That's quite an early thing to start.
I didn't even know what an emulator was at that age. I'm not gonna lie.
I had older brothers to, point me in the right direction.
Yeah, of course. So, Kautra, do you like Pokemon?
I'm actually being paid to be here, so not really. But no, I'm kidding. Yeah, I do.
You think you're being paid?
Yeah. I got with the yellow Game Boy, not the limited edition Pikachu one, just a yellow Game Boy when I was 5 years old. My brother gave it me and it had Pokemon Yellow with it, and I was like, oh cool, Pokemon's actually pretty sick. And ever since then, I've just loved Pokemon, pretty much.
Yeah, Pokemon has always been, at least for me, for quite a few years. More than likely, although I don't actually remember myself, it's when I was my 7th birthday, my gran got me a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Silver, and then since then, my Game Boy and my Game Boy Advance were just Pokemon machines. I really didn't play any other games.
Yeah, I don't remember buying many Game Boy games at all when I was younger. I think Pokemon was the only one that I was desperate to buy.
I mean, as I say, the first one I bought was Diamond, I think, or Pearl. So that was...
I think I was about the same. I don't remember buying any of the Game Boy Advance games or anything like that.
Well, looks like some of you have not been here as long as me then.
Well, no, I played them all. I just didn't own them.
Oh yeah, I actually played them. I've yet to miss a generation or anything like that. Even when it wasn't cool to play Pokemon.
It's always been cool.
I jumped out of it when it wasn't cool for a while, so I skipped Gen 3.
Jump ship.
Well, it's fine. You didn't miss much.
No, God. I've been back since, and
So that's so. I mean, as far as Generation 1 itself, what kind of memories, good experiences, bad experiences, all that kind of stuff.
I remember borrowing a friend's Game Boy from school for a couple of days and just fucking around. My first experience with Pokemon on Game Boy was just fucking around in the Safari Zone for 2 straight days, trying to work out what the hell was happening there.
Mine, probably one of my best memories, I think, was of course I was a kid and I didn't know anything about the internet or anything. My brother tried to get me to go through Rock Tunnel or something without the light or whatever, and then because I was 5 years old, I was really struggling with this.
We've all done that.
I was for a good few days. I was please help me. And my brother's no. And then he had this he had a guide, a good old Prima guide or whatever, that showed you it all lit up. I felt like it was the secret to the universe. I was this cannot be real. And I eventually got through it in 10 minutes, I think.
Even when I was younger, I still managed to play Pokemon fairly well because I just played this endlessly, especially when I had a Game Boy Advance SP and could play it in the dark. Then it was endlessly.
I think I must have been a stupid child because I suffered for ages on the first badge of Pokemon because I'd go up against the Onyx or something with my Charmander and be why is it not working? This is frustrating. Why is it not working? And then my brother's if you pick a starter like that, you just get the Mankey or whatever and use low kick. And I was oh yeah, oh yeah.
Actually, I do remember, even though I didn't own any Pokemon games, buying the Red Blue guide that I think it was less a guide, more just a list of all 150 Pokemon.
Yeah, I miss the guides, man. What happened to the guides?
Yeah, I did actually have something similar to that with the. It was like the red, blue, and yellow, and then also like the slightly hinting at gold, silver, like cheating guide, and it's like saying, oh, by this point,
Hey man, check out this sweet Pikachu.
it's just like saying like, oh, by this point, your Pokemon should be at like these levels or whatever. It's like, oh, and like since you've been catching all these Pokemon and training them up, like you obviously have been, and like can obviously do in like this like game with like shitty experience share.
Oh yeah, does anyone actually not just make a main team and just use that?
I mean, yeah. Well, to begin with, when I was younger, I used to just stick with my starter. And just my starter. It wasn't until I actually got to Platinum that I actually started using like full teams of 6, and it's like, actually, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, when I was younger, I just literally I usually used the first 5 Pokemon I caught, like, and my starter. Like, I just thought, oh, great, this is a Pidgey, I'll have that. And then, like, just didn't think, I just picked whatever was up there. Like, 'cause it was just stupid. Like, I thought, well, I've got my team. I developed a bond with them, a relationship. I thought, I'm not putting you in a box now. Don't think I will, I won't.
Yeah, the smartest I got as a kid was realizing that my water starter could learn an ice move, and that basically made me unstoppable. Mainly because also I was like 30 levels higher than everything else. But the fact that I had an ice move as well is like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
I admire any child that had the grind to get a Pokemon to like level 100, and like it's like, wow, your attention span lasted that long. Like, well done, you.
Well, I mean, back then you had like one game to play, and
yeah, so much free time, no responsibilities,
and it was Pokemon, so you loved it. So you just kind of went for it and never really stopped.
Though, did you guys actually discover the missing no glitch when you guys were younger? I'm not exactly sure how the hell I knew about it, but I just did.
I think it was a schoolyard thing for me, where it was like like friends at school were just like, "Hey, have you heard about this?" They're like, "No way, is that real?" I'm like, holy shit, that's real.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember ever like. I think my brother was like my into to everything, so he'd mention it to me, and I'd be like, "This can't be real." And then obviously he told me and showed me. I was like, "Wow, you're like a Pokemon god." And I think that was about. Yeah, that's all I knew about it. That's how I know about it.
Yeah, it's interesting that we knew about the missing no glitch, and yet it's like I think like the Mew glitch was maybe like a step a little bit too far. I also don't think I ever actually found the truck when I was younger. I don't think I could really, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. And it's like, oh, maybe I could like come back later with like Surf and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so you never used Strength on it?
I tried to, but I mean, I only got a level 30 Mew, so obviously I must have misstepped somewhere.
That's a baby Mew for idiots.
I know I messed up somewhere. But since the original games, recently celebrating like the 20th anniversary, when was the most recent times you guys have played Generation 1?
2 years ago, probably. I think.
I think last time I tried to play Gen 1, I just played remakes instead, so it might be over 20. It might be over 10 years.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like looking back, like to the actual games now, like how do you think they compare?
They are rough. is where I'll start with that.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I have this affinity with them. I can't help. Like, I think we all love them. Like, let's be honest. And I think like even I don't know. Part of me was like when I was playing Alpha Sapphire, I was like, it's not red though, is it? At the end of the day, it's just not Pokemon Red. So I was like,
well, yeah, you have to. There's no surfing for 3 weeks at a time.
Well, yeah, it depends on the surfing speed.
Have a Sharpedo and Omega Ruby for that very reason.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose like maybe I can't. I mean, talking as the guy who did like a 30 update screenshot Let's Play of the first generation.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Was that you? Was that you?
Oh yeah, talking about hello, hi. I'm the one that did. I made Pokemon Let's Plays cool again. Thanks for.
No, you didn't. That was Red.
Yeah. If I could draw, then that'd be fine.
If you could draw or were funny or had funny friends.
Hey, he's got funny friends. He's got funny friends.
Maybe we could introduce us sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, like playing through that game, like, you know, as recently, and of course, you know, as so in depth as I did go into it. Those games are bad. They're real bad. But God, they are fun. They're a lot of fun to play through. And it's like, and I think it's easier for me since I've played every Pokemon generation fairly often, regularly enough, that I can just slip into, like, you know, their own unique quirks and mechanics, and I can play them like fairly easily.
Yeah, I think since I've met you, there's never been a time where you've not been playing a Pokemon game.
Most likely, yeah. I really do like them Pocket Monsters.
Yeah.
Pokemania got me when I was younger and literally has not let go, and I don't want it to let go because
It's like Hulkamania, but it can't be ruined by racing.
Or sex tapes, as of recent.
Yes. Let's talk about Pokemon and sex tapes. That's a great avenue to go down.
If you look hard
Well,
enough,
let me send you some videos.
Yeah, but I mean, it is definitely like, you know, like especially like when like Generation 1, Generation 2 was coming out, like literally everyone played Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
I think it's also like interesting, like when people were worried about the whole like yokai watch situation, and I think it's just video games are just such a different. It's so different now compared to how it was with Pokemon that you literally cannot get that level.
Yeah,
of,
the lightning really cannot strike twice.
Yeah, mainly Pokemon was like the right place, the right time, and because of just how like gaming has evolved since then, that's something it's just never going to happen again.
I mean, there's like one thing that makes more money than Pokemon, but it's the whole mobile game thing now. So, like Puzzle and Dragon actually makes more money than Pokemon now.
what was the state of the Game Boy like before Pokemon?
You had like Kirby games.
So
and
it's still
Mario
quite successful then. It was like going well.
Yeah, it was still like everyone had a Game Boy. Like
like the original like black and white Game Boy had been around for maybe like about like maybe like 3-4 years. Like, you know, Nintendo were thinking, okay, you know, this you know, the sales are like winding down. You know, it's not really going to be all too much, and then suddenly out of fucking nowhere. Well, you know, after like 6 years of development time, this game came out and literally just revamped, like rejuvenated absolutely everything, and it was absolutely crazy. Like, I mean, to begin with, like Pokemon Red and Green got, you know, fairly, you know, all right sales, but like as it like, you know, was out there for longer and more people like, you know, like heard about it and all that kind of stuff, then it became like real popular. And I think like from there, they knew they had like pretty good hit on their hand. So when they went over to the West, to America and Europe, they knew that it could sell well, so they went all out with marketing, with like, you know, the trading card game, the anime,
the trading card game.
the manga, lol. But
that didn't come out over here till like years later, did it?
No. I think it did, but it's like, you know, manga has never really been like, you know, a huge thing. It's like reading in it, and like who gives a shit about
I
reading?
bought. I remember having this, and I was like, I don't know how young I was. It was like a copy of like the first 6 episodes of the TV show in manga form or something like that. And I remember having that, and I was in love with that. I used to watch the first episode, read the first episode over and over again. I just loved it. It was brilliant, and I lost it years and years ago, but yeah, that's one of my fond memories, flashing back again.
Speaking of that, wasn't like the first manga they released for it, weren't they trying to like push Poliwhirl or Poliwag or something as the mascot?
Yes, mainly because the whole thing with Pikachu being the mascot is that it wasn't originally like that. To begin with, it's like, you know, because there's like 150 of the damn things, like you could literally, and many of them were quite recognizable. Like you could go back in time,
like Seal.
Yeah, you could go back in time and, like, you know, looking at like what kind of Pokemon they used to represent, like, you know, the franchise, and it was literally anything. It's like, you know, here's you know, here's your favorite Pokemon Golem, and it's like, it's just crazy. But it's like, Poliwhirl had a fairly upfront thing, mainly because he was Satoshi Tajiri's favorite Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And
should we mention who Satoshi Tajiri is for anyone who doesn't know?
Satoshi Tajiri is a very interesting man who created the let me see. He created the Pulseman video game.
Hey, Pulseman's actually really good. You shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, like as far as I know, like, you know, all the like the side games Game Freak have made, like apparently actually, you know, meant to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played the earlier ones, but I liked Harmonite well enough. And Tembo the Badass Elephant seems like, you know, it's fairly all right. So if you get an opportunity, like definitely check out their other stuff.
Mm.
But it's like when they got around to the actual anime itself, they had to figure out who exactly was gonna be Satoshi's starter Pokemon for the anime, and it's like they figured out it's like it could have gone with Clefairy, and that would have been a weird alternate dimension. Where it's like you had to it was like you had to like say to your dad, it's like, oh, can I please get the next game? And he looks at the like mascot and it's like, you want me to get this like pink fairy motherfucker? And it's like, no, it's like trying to convince like all your friends that no, like this game series like headed by a pink like fairy is like one of the coolest like games ever. It's like it's a bit of a harder sell.
I mean, on the other hand, you've got Kirby, so
Yeah,
that is very true. But Kirby is badass. Like I mean, I suppose for the American release, like
oh yeah, that's for you. You just give Clefairy the eyebrows, and that solves everything.
Well, that's what they did for Yellow. Like in the Japanese cover of Yellow, Pikachu's all smiley and happy, but in the
he's
like
all intense and doing the shock pose
it's great.
Yeah.
So so it's not a game for babies, all right? God.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So they like figured out that, and it's like they experimented with different starters, and eventually they realized that electric attacks, not only animated well, but also looked cool as like some kind of like finishing move. And so they went with someone that could actually fit on their shoulder. And unfortunately, Raichu was just too big. Electabuzz was,
Electabuzz isn't hugely marketable.
No, I mean they tried Zapdos, but it's like that just looks real awkward.
Had him on his wrist. Should have had him on his wrist like a falconer the whole time.
Yeah, so eventually like Pikachu was like the best fit, and then since then,
kind of exploded.
Literally cannot get away from the little son of a bitch.
It's ruined my boy Raichu.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate because Raichu is like better than Pikachu in literally every way,
apart from in the heart, because Pikachu cares.
Fuck that. The heart doesn't win me badges.
I mean, admittedly, Raichu doesn't have fingers, so.
Does Pikachu have fingers?
I mean, it has.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean, they're really stubbly, but he has fingers. Yeah.
No, imagine if he had actual human fingers. How creepy would that look?
Oh god. Oh.
Just the mapping of like Smash Bros characters is like like Pikachu mapped onto like Ganondorf's like a body frame. It's like,
I want to see if I can find exactly that picture now.
If you do, I might put it into the actual like video itself. But don't try me on that because I'm not gonna like put in any random crap you guys like suggest.
I've got it. I've got the image.
Oh great!
I'll just throw that in the chat and then we'll move on.
Yeah. So. I suppose next we could move on. It's like with how the long development time that Pokemon the first generation had, like it's actually like quite stunning how absolutely broken and horribly
I was
made
going to
that
say
game
let's talk bugs because holy shit.
Well, even just ignoring the bugs, like the balance of the game is absolutely atrocious. Who the hell thought? Oh yes, let's have half the TMs be normal moves. Let's have half the types be completely useless, and let's bug it all out.
Let's make Psychic just the best.
Yeah, let's. God,
just unreasonably strong.
Like I literally cannot believe like how badly made these games are. Like, how the hell did we even like?
Because
this
we're
shit
stupid, dumb kids.
Yeah. Now that we are like intelligent, well reserved
never dream
adults.
of playing a game like that, ever.
No, especially not play it for like hours and hours at a time.
No.
Videos about it and stuff like that. It's just childish, really.
What kind of loser would do that?
One who doesn't have a life.
Please visit youtube.com/CrossDeeds LP.
The plug, the shameless plug.
It's going to be on the channel anyway, so I don't think. I think it's kind of a wasted plug if I think about it.
But otherwise, something that's probably like been discussed to death. Like, what the hell would you do in order to like try and fix like Generation 1?
Well, see, I still have problems playing any Pokemon game that doesn't have the physical special split. So
very true, yeah.
That would be my first one.
Kautra?
What do you mean by fix it? Like things we change?
I mean, the obvious thing is things we've done since then, such as introduce types that actually work on Psychic.
Yeah, well, yeah, the psychic overpower thing was like stupid. Like I remember, like one of the things that always annoyed me about being a kid is I could not get past that. I know this is a bit unrelated, but the Abris teleport. Like as a kid, I was struggled on that. Like every time I'd be like, "Come on, just stay around for like 5 seconds and just let me have a go." But yeah, I never caught that as a kid. That's an embarrassing thing to admit, but
it's the bane of Nuzlocke runs.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know Pokemon that well, but I loved it. I probably didn't notice the glitches as much when I was a kid.
Well, no, when you were a kid, but like looking back on it, it's sort of just the list stuff, just the list stuff of the video site, such as focus energy and dire hit, cutting your critical rate instead of doubling it.
Oh yeah, we talked about this, didn't we? Actually, Cross, about like things that just didn't work, and like we were wondering like how did that get through to the final version of the game? Like, who said that's not working, but we haven't really got time to change it, so.
But fuck it, we're on a shoestring budget.
Push it out anyway.
But there is one thing we realise, it's like, after we take out all of the development tools and all that kind of debugging stuff, you know what? There's room for one more Pokemon. You know what this incredibly broken, buggy-ass game needs? Is like an untested extra Pokemon.
Yeah, that can't fuck with a random encounter for me at all and cause weird things to happen.
Speaking of the game, I was watching a video not long ago, I think it might have been Tajirian or something like that, and he was like, making Pokemon, he like blew up like 7 computers or something like that making it. And he probably got to the point where he was like, I don't care, put it out now, just release it, so I don't have to keep paying for these new computers and fixing them.
Yeah, that is the one, like, really cool thing about Pokemon, is that it was really fucking ambitious. Like, it was actually, like, really impressive for its time. Like, you think about, like, the amount of Pokemon that are in it, the amount of stuff you can do, the amount of moves, like, all the kind of things that, that happen. And it's like, for a game that came out in 1996, like, that is actually, for a handheld as well, like, that is, like, really impressive.
Oh, no, it's impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gen 2 kind of blows that out with like near doubling it.
I think it's like what we just discussed, like that nothing has held a candle to Pokemon's like not success, but just the like how addictive it was and how like everyone obsessed over like the whole phenomenon sort of things. Like even that.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest video game phenomenon I've ever hit. Really.
Ooh, it's gonna create a conversation later, isn't it?
I mean, it's definitely like true. Like as we're talking, like as of right now, like Pokemon is the second biggest franchise in the entire world. I mean, admittedly, like the biggest is Mario, which has like nearly double Pokemon sales.
Fuck Mario.
But you can't really help
Mario.
that. I mean, just like as perspective, like Pokemon has nearly reached like 300, like just over like 270 million sales. But if we count just the core Mario games, like none of the sites or anything like that, even that beats out all the Pokemon.
No way. What do people love about that crazy little Italian plumber? Like
he jumps and he shouts and it's good.
Yeah, by itself, Mario has sold 300 million. But if you include all the other side stuff, then it's like 500 million.
I wonder how much of that is just re-released as Super Mario Bros. 1.
It probably accounts to maybe about 8%.
Like Pokemon
sales,
never redid a game.
Well, no, I mean, why? It was clearly perfect from the start, as we discussed.
Although, actually, it's like that's the thing. It's like talking about like the whole like room stuff like that. Like, do you actually prefer Fire Red and Leaf Green to the original games?
Nah.
Now I do, just because they aren't quite so ridiculously broken.
I think I always just have an affinity with the original, and nothing can really mess with that. Because I remember I took a gap of Pokemon. Like I didn't play X and Y or like Black and White or anything like that until the newest one I played was obviously Alpha Sapphire, and it was like even I know it's very stupid, like I should have expected it, but it was just incredible, like literally incredible, the change.
I imagine jumping from like what was it, 4th gen to 6th?
Yeah, I played Pearl. I think was the last one I played before. Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine going straight from 4th gen to 6th would be kind of a leap.
It was just
Yeah, like at least it is like quite impressive. It's like when you're actually like playing like one of the old games, you go back to one of the new games. It's like, oh my god, everything no longer is shit.
Oh my
Thank
god, reusable! Oh my god, reusable
Yeah,
TMs.
it's like when you buy if you play the sequel to a game before you play the original, and then you go and you're like, oh, I'll play the original because I played the sequel or whatever, and then you're like, oh, you can't do this in it, and you can't do that in it. This sucks. Like, it was weird.
Yeah. Although one of the things, especially, I think with Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's like one of the like worst like remake kind of stuff because they were still figuring out what the hell it was kind of do, and it just feels like when you remove all that wacky, broken, batshit, crazy stuff, but you don't really have like too much left because
they're kind of just straightforward.
Yeah, when you remove that kind of stuff, it's like you play through Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's like, God, like the Pokemon are so boring, and like the region is so boring, and Team Rocket is like so boring. It's like
you talking shit about my man Giovanni.
I mean, all he just does like stand around and just goes, "Oh, I'll get you next time."
It's like Scooby Doo, like one of these meddling kids, and then eventually he'll be like, "I'll be back." He came back and still lost.
It's like, here I am, just trying to like extort Pokemon for money. Like, I'm not trying to blow up the world. I'm not trying to like remake the universe, all that kind of stuff.
I don't have a flying boat that freezes things.
Yeah, all I do is I just own a casino and like I'm trying to like kill some Cubones. Just like
what? Why didn't this guy get arrested? Like, at what point did like allowing a 10-year-old to get into like his entire like factory and stuff?
Well, at the point when everyone's carrying around like living flamethrowers and tasers. And,
he's not that bad, really, is he? He's not that bad.
Dinosaurs that can. I just mean it's more like the cops are just kind of powerless.
Yeah.
It's like they try with their own things. It's like everyone's just like too powerful.
Yeah, Pokemon just has to thrive on vigilante justice, really.
It's just if you just imagine all of like the various criminals of the world were just naturally just stronger than all of the police force. It's like you could immediately just like. Yeah, if all the villains have superpowers, and you have to wonder why the police don't really do all that much. It's like they just have to rely on other people with superpowers and also do shit.
I mean, what are the cops going to do against like, a dinosaur that controls space and time?
We'd all like to see what. when does Pokemon end up throwing humans in? Like human versus Pokemon battles. Like thief tries to run and then it's like used flamethrower. Thief is dead.
Well, have you heard of a little company called Pater? They've done a thing.
Oh god. I mean that was I mean I like Pokemon Black and I like Pokemon Blue, but I quite like Pokemon Black and Blue.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But yes, let's move on with this kind of stuff. I mean, in another way with like how like Generation 1 with the whole like Kanto and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, looking back to the like myriad of like poison types and just the general like industrial with how Kanto is. So how did you like Kanto?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of nostalgia there. Basically, is how Kanto goes for me.
Yeah, I think I always prefer Kanto to Johto or Hone or Sinnoh, and I do.
I'm actually quite fond of Unova.
I'm quite a big fan of like all the regions, but Kanto, because at least with Kanto, like that was like their first region, so of course they played things a bit safely. With other regions, they could experiment, have like crazy environments or crazy areas and all that kind of stuff.
And then start needing to have like 9 HMs to cross everything.
Well, yeah, but it's like it shows your bond with your Pokemon when you tell them to use Cut 12 times in a row. It's like, yeah,
sorry,
teamwork.
Kanto suffers from a this is another small route connecting to another small route, and then a tree, and then another town, and then another small route sort of thing, really, doesn't it? Whereas like the later ones created like more of a world, I suppose, really. Like Kanto is very strict and straight, isn't it, with everything?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of a bit towards the end where you can just kind of fuck off to one of 3 gyms and do it in any order, really. Isn't there?
Yeah, but I also like have to wonder, like, with how like Game Freak does things. It's like how much of this was intentional, and how much of it was them just going.
But now that you make me think about it, I think Hoenn's definitely my favourite.
Oh,
good.
Look at this man and his Wingull love.
Sorry.
Yeah, what's wrong with Wingull, mate?
There's 1,000 of them, and they never leave me alone.
I mean, sure, you could like encounter every single wild Pokemon, but you could also just use a repel, mate.
They're expensive, and I need TMs.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Hoenn, isn't it? I don't know because I've not really played like Black and White, and yeah, that's what I mean. I haven't played Black and White or anything like that, or what X and Y, so I haven't played those. But yeah, I'd probably say Hoenn's probably my favourite.
Mm.
So I really like Unova, which was Black and White, partially because you don't need
really?
HMs to get through that game. They made a conscious decision to make it so you don't need There's like HMs is all for like extra side stuff. You don't need it to just progress through the game at all. Yeah.
No, yeah, that was a pretty cool aspect that they'll probably never ever repeat again.
Well, X and Y like immediately dropped like half the shit I like from Black and White, so.
Yeah, but Black and White didn't have trainer customization, and neither will Sun and Moon.
And neither did Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah. But I suppose, like, going back to it, I suppose that Kanto was a fairly simple region, mainly because, the graphics, like, you kind of have to, like, deal with that. So that also kind of makes Johto a little bit of a bland region because they were also, like, working with, like, limited graphics. So when, they could, like, improve stuff, for the Game Boy Advance.
You start seeing more variety in environments.
You can have, like, cool stuff in Hoenn and all that kind of stuff. So, part of the reason, but it doesn't make it any less interesting.
I had a quick search about what like the general consensus was of like the regions, and someone put Johto. Wow, so Japanese.
The first three regions are all just Japan, though.
Sinnoh as well.
Is Sinnoh as well?
Yeah, Sinnoh is also a part of. I think it's the like the large island that's like just off the like southwest coast of Japan.
Oh right. Okay.
So, someone said about. I assume Kalos is the newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone says Lumio City can go suck a dick.
People really can't handle like navigating that town.
I mean, I only know how to navigate that town mainly because I've just, played the game so many times I know off by heart. But it's like, come on, it's not that hard. There's only like, 12 different sub-areas and like 16 different like avenues that you can go down. And it's like once you actually have the entire city like available to you, there's like so much shit you can do. I mean, it's like you can't like lose track of where the fuck you are. And it's like, it's very impressive, like, for like a Pokemon City. But I think Castelia did it a little bit better. But I suppose that was kind of smaller in scope.
Hoenn region was amazing. Shame most of the Pokemon sucked.
I don't know. At least with how Hoenn is, like, everything's like fairly different. Because I suppose, like, as far as like disappointing like Pokemon go, that just goes to Johto. Like,
fuck you, Joe. Who introduced Heracross?
There are some like diamonds in the rough, but for every Heracross, you've got your Dunsparce and your Quillfish and your Sunflora and your.
Well, I don't even remember Sunflora existing until you mentioned it.
Yeah, and your like Furret, and it's like, while I do like the like looks of those Pokemon, but I just wish I could use them, but I can't because they're terrible.
Oh man, I mean, Heracross. It gave me like two of my favorite Pokemon. Johto did, which was Heracross and Tyranitar. So
yeah, I mean, I love Espeon. Like, Espeon's one of my favorite Pokemon because it's a purple cat, and I like cats. So it's like,
yeah, it works out.
Yeah.
Did you make the Pokemon?
I wish. But let's good, nice little segue. What about your guys' favorite Generation 1 Pokemon?
Arcanine, straight up.
Really?
Yep, I really like Arcanine.
Not that I doubt it, but I just thought you were really quick to choose. Like,
I was expecting this. I had it ready.
Okay.
What about you, Cross?
That's the thing. Like, since doing the Let's Play available at this link, I always had a little bit of like trouble, mainly because like aside from Espeon, like I like all the other Pokemon like equally as much. Like I want them all.
Really, even Klinklang.
Mate, I love Klinklang. I loved using Klinklang. Klinklang was great.
even Magnezone.
Magnezone's a great Pokemon. It's one of my favorites actually. Like it just looks so cool.
Really? I hate how Magnezone looks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
All right then, Mr. Opinions.
I hate it.
But yeah, as far as like favorite generation Pokemon, I mean, they're just all fairly good. But I think I'll just have to go with Venusaur.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one to go by.
I think mine will have to be. Oh no.
Is it Mewtwo?
No. It's a cross between Charizard and Dragonite, I think. Because
those are going to be my other guesses.
Dragonite is just like a beast. Yeah. Yeah, just Dragonite.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that is one of the like really cool things. Like as far as like red and blue go, like their sprites are fairly hit and miss. A lot better than the ones in red and green. But I suppose
Man, the green sprites are all amazing.
Yeah, but the like red and blue ones, like some of the Pokemon actually look like really good. Like you've got your 3 starters, like all of them look pretty like imposing and pretty powerful in those ones. And then Dragonite is like probably one of the like best sprites like in the game. Like it looks really good. I really like Dragonite's sprite there.
Also Gengar. I'm a Gengar slut. I just think he looks brilliant. He's brilliant.
See, I always really liked Dragonite because he's like really strong, but he always just looks like he's just kind of chilling out, just kind of like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I remember watching like I think it was one of the films or one of the shorts for the films or something, and like Dragonite's in it, and he's just so like he delivers a letter to Ash, and like he's just like so chill, like yeah, here's your letter sort of thing. But in battle, I am a monster. Like I just love him so much.
Nicest guy you'll ever meet, twisted fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh god, I need that like image back where I'm 2 different people.
2 different Pokemon. It's like normal guy, but then Mega Evolve. Oh, twisted fucking psychopath.
Is there a Mega Dragonite yet?
No, not yet.
Well,
did anyone ever complete the Pokedex, like as a kid?
I got very close to. I got 149 out of 151.
Really?
I was missing Kangaskhan and Tauros. And
how were you?
I mean, I thought, all...
How are those hard to get to?
I mean, yeah, admittedly there's like safaris, I just never got around to it, and then it was like, I could have caught them in like silver and traded them over, but then, on that blue cartridge, I fucking lost it.
Oh.
What? How did you lose it? Mine was like glued to my hand.
It's still
there. There are ways. There are fucking ways that, I have lost quite a few Pokemon games over the years.
Mate.
Like the original, 2 games that I got, Blue and Silver, when I first got into Pokemon. Who knows where they are now?
I know. My brother was. This is slightly related, but my brother was pissed when the ink ran out in his Ruby or something like that, and then he was like, "Oh, the ink in my red is still going," and I was like, "One day that's gonna dry out, or whatever. You won't be able to save it or anything." But yeah, that's a fear of mine I had as a kid. Like, what happens if I just lose everything? My whole life was in that game.
Yeah, that is the main problem with both the Generation 2 and the Generation 3 games, is that since they keep track of time...
The internal battery, kind of...
Yeah, that eventually can run out. Unlike, the DS games where they, take the time from the actual, DS itself. So, but yeah, most likely the Generation 2 and Generation 3 games you had when you were younger, they're probably fucked now. You can't use them anymore. You can't save. You can't do anything. It's, great.
So, as a quick side note before we move on, what's your least favourite Gen 1 Pokemon, then? Because I've got mine.
I'll go on then.
Seal.
Yeah, I mean...
I just can't get behind it because it's just a fucking seal. And it's called Seal. It's just a seal.
Oh, God, I know, it's so unoriginal. God. How on earth, back in the day, we didn't have designs like that crap.
It just... everything else has a twist on it, at least. But no, it's just a fucking seal.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a horn on its head, so that's what makes it different.
Barely.
And it's always sticking its tongue out, in that, Japanese way.
I'd probably say, for me, Weedle was such a prick. Just, Weedle. He's always poison stinging. You're like, oh, I'm going to come through and ruin you. And I mean, like I said, as a kid, I was, not very good at the game at all. And, I felt, every barrier that was put up against you, I failed at. Weedle poison stinging your poison, and I'd just be like, oh, my Pokemon of Fate in, Viridian Forest or whatever. Yeah, I hated Weedle. Me and Weedle had a vendetta. I had a t-shirt that says, I hate Weedle. No, I didn't really.
I'm wondering, that might exist.
Yeah, if it does exist, I know what you're getting me for my birthday now, so... Good days.
Yeah, least favourite. I mean, obviously the answer's Charizard, but...
Don't wash out your dirty whore mouth.
Nah, Charizard's pretty cool. It's just, But, I mean, as far as starters go, Charizard is, the least usable, since it doesn't really learn that many good moves. Its flying, typing doesn't really do anything of it, other than making it weak to ice and electric. and it's like, I mean, if you want a challenge, then definitely go for Charmander as a starter, because goddamn, the other 2 stars are a lot easier to use. But like least favorite, it's always a little bit difficult. But I mean, I suppose like as far as like in Generation 1, like as far as like gimmick wise, there are a few Pokemon that just do nothing but just have a gimmick.
Yeah.
No.
Mr. Mime.
And it's like, I'm trying to.
Lickitung?
I mean, yeah, Lickitung is pretty bad. Like, it doesn't even learn Lick until Generation 2. It's like, what the fuck?
Like you had one job, guys.
But yeah, I suppose, like from there, it's like, yeah, Lickitung actually, yeah.
I'm looking through the list now, and I just realized there's so many Pokemon I just hate. Like Tentacle, like what? Like fucking Bellsprout. These just horrible Pokemon.
Hey.
These are horrible Pokemon. There's some real cool ones. Like you go from like these two are down next to each other in the Pokedex. Dodrio, and I quite like Dodrio. I thought Dodrio was quite a good Pokemon. The next is Seal. Yeah, like come on, like
Fucking
that's
Seal.
the step you're taking.
Oh yeah, Dojo was like absolutely great. I think that's a good thing with like because I really like tried to use Pokemon I hadn't used before in my LP,
Yeah.
and so like Pokemon like Marowak and Seadra,
Marowak.
never used before. And while they're not amazing, they're still it's still a Pokemon game. So like you could use literally anything.
Marowak
and you'd be alright.
fucked me over when it comes to like where is it? Where'd you meet Marowak again?
Isn't it Pokemon Tower?
That's it, Pokemon Tower. Mate, he was. I was such a shit gamer as a kid. Like I'd fall at every hurdle. Admittedly, I was using my Charmeleon against Brock, but
That's.
I had problems.
Look, I mean, it's fine. Just use Thunderbolt on it, and the horn is acts as a lightning rod, and it just deals with the Onyx straight up.
Completely gone.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I've just been searching Weedle pictures. It's fine.
It's like, oh fucking hell! All right. So I'll save these for later, like because otherwise just not gonna know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah. Put these on the video. The people are like, oh, I get you now.
Yeah, but yeah. So taking aside from the like games for just a little bit, let's talk about the other stuff relating, like the complete. Like how ingrained into its culture. So
The complete Pokemon package.
Yeah, so let's talk about the fucking anime.
Oh boy. So, did everyone watch the anime when they were a kid?
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Cool. Moving on.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, do you guys still know about how it's still going on today?
No.
I was drinking a bit last night, and me and a friend went down all the episode summaries of the X and Y series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my current familiarity.
I haven't watched it in years. I keep meaning to go back to it because I generally do like it. And I watched a couple of episodes a few months ago, just on somewhere on TV, I think, or something. And I was like, yeah, this is quite good, but I don't know. Just I really have an addiction to like the original characters and everything like that. But I probably will go back to watch it at some point.
Yeah, at least one thing with how the anime was back when, Japanese laws were a little bit looser, and of course, they didn't really intend that it was going to be like localized and all. So they had Japanese characters everywhere. They had like really weird puns.
Yeah, it wasn't intended for international export at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, the first thing that sticks out is in the episode Ash catches a Pokemon, it's like he just dresses up in a cow outfit. And it's like, a cow turpy. And it's like, admittedly they tried, because they have...
God help them,
they tried so hard.
Because, the original pun was Mushi for bug, or Ushi for cow. And it's like, Mushi, and it's like, Ushi? And it's like, that's the random reason why he just appears. And it's like, they tried.
Japanese puns, God help. they love them. It's completely incomprehensible to me.
Yeah, it's like once 4Kids had their way, and it's like if we leave these Japanese characters on screen for American kids to see,
these kids don't know what's happening.
Their
They're gonna
brains
lose their fucking
will
minds.
literally melt out of their skull, and it's like
It's a donut. It's a donut.
Yeah. And they continued this, they still do that kind of stuff, even slightly up to now. One of the main sticking points with how the current dubbers do it is that they've replaced the Japanese music.
Oh yeah.
So I do.
Fairly standard, isn't it?
I don't. I don't think they get to the same level of 4Ks where they literally have music blaring the entire episode. Like there literally cannot be a second of silence because you have got to distract these kids somehow. Jesus Christ!
Keep them addicted. Like crack. Pokemon is kids' crack.
Yeah, literally. And it's like, at least they're not doing the whole thing with like scrubbing out like, Japanese like, characters. But they don't really have Japanese characters in the anime anymore because there's no point in the like original animators doing it because, it's just more work for the localizers to then scrub out.
Because it's now like intended to be, just, in all countries at once. So.
Yeah, just gibberish language that doesn't really make any difference.
Who even speaks that language?
Yeah, but it's also like they're no longer like, trying to like, like paint over like, a large like what were those thing called? Those donuts? Like I'm trying to remember what the actual name.
The rice balls, you mean?
Yeah, rice balls. Yeah, it's like they're no longer like being painted over like it'd be a large like like baguette sandwich, and it's like that happened as recently as like the Hoenn anime, for crying out loud.
Yeah, we finally just decided to stop using rice balls at all times at this point.
I think so. Like I think just like when it's like meals, it's like just generic food.
Well, they're in Pokemon France at the moment, aren't they? So.
Oh yeah. So you have like all the luxuries and foods. I mean, we've seen croissants, like but I don't see like the French dub like trying to like wipe these away, saying no, these are not croissants. These are these are rice balls.
What looks to be a fairly recent edit, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send 2 pictures.
Okay.
This is up to you to edit to not completely grind this to a halt.
Okay.
So Japanese.
Yeah, that's the episode I was talking about. Yeah.
And then, this edit.
Yeah, so I'll be putting those in the.
That's like really bad. That's not how you hold a sandwich. I'm sorry.
They had to do something because it's like kids wouldn't know what the fuck that top thing was, and of course, fuck kids actually fucking learn something in these goddamn things.
Other cultures, get out of here.
Ooh, easy there, mate. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the early anime goes, like some of it is like pretty weird, like with how they do things, and it's like it just has like a certain like charm to it that kind of like has been filed away over the years. But I mean, the anime is still watchable, but. You go in expecting that, there's going to be a few Pokemon that's going to be catching, there's going to be an evil team that may or may not be disrupted by earthquakes. And then, Ash is just going to lose at the league and then dump all his Pokemon and companions.
Fuck these, I'm starting over.
Yep, literally.
It'll work one of these, yes.
So, it's just, you go into the anime knowing that nothing's ever going to happen.
Ever.
So otherwise, did anyone get into the TCG?
I had like the starter deck that everyone always got, but nothing past that.
Never hugely. I had cards. I had like certain like every packs every now and then.
Oh, actually, the first year I was in university, I did briefly get back into it.
Oh yeah.
Like me and a couple of friends just started buying loads of booster packs and shit.
Cross when we went to Sheffield that time, and they had like that obsession, didn't they? They opened packs and filmed the opening, don't they, and stuff. I remember they were on we all went to Callum's room for his birthday, and they were like opening these packs, like, oh my god, who's it gonna be? And it was like one Pokemon, I can't remember what it was, that they always got like all the time, and they got it again, and they were all like screaming like fuck, shit, and stuff like that. You must remember this.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
It was just hilarious, but yeah, I've never. It's too expensive, I think, for me now.
Basically,
oh yeah, definitely.
That's the issue with like actual physical card games. They cost a shitload of money to actually.
I did think actually at university there's a guy who sells he has like a box and he's like all cards in here like 25p and like has loads of the original Pokemon cards. Probably not some of the rarer ones, obviously, but I did think about collecting the original 151. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely something that you can do since like the old cards, like especially they can be found like really cheaply.
Actually, my friend who I was playing them with in university, one of my friends who played them with, we only bought them for like a couple of months, kept buying booster packs, and he got like a shiny Thundurus.
Oh really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was like sitting there with my fucking shiny Scolipede, like, god damn it.
Yeah, that is like the cool things. It's like some of like the really rare cards, like they look dope as shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you have the ancient Mew card from going to see the movie?
No, but I most likely like saw the movie in cinema, or maybe I didn't actually. I'm not too sure. Like I'm trying to remember like that far back.
Because I remember with the movie, everyone got the Ancient Mew card,
Yeah.
and then also like one of another three cards, and I think I got a Dragonite,
Oh, did
that's
you?
which was like
Here
sick.
you are bragging now.
Yeah.
Second ago you were slagging him off, and now you're loving him.
I wasn't slagging Dragonite off. I like Dragonite.
Sorry. Cross was slagging him off.
There's the Ancient Mew card in the chat.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
And probably on the video now.
Oh, who doesn't fucking know what it looks like?
So cool.
I was thinking you might not. You seem to be. You seem to look. This has got to be open to all people.
As the thing is, like, who hasn't also watched the second movie?
I
don't think I've seen the second movie. Which one was the second movie?
The one with Lugia and that collector.
Oh no, I
Nope,
haven't
seen it.
I haven't seen that.
For fucking house.
Actually, I think I might have only seen the first Pokemon movie.
Oh my god.
I've definitely seen the first one because I love it, and the other ones I've seen over the years, but maybe I don't know which ones.
So, Deeds, you've literally only seen the worst of the movies. God damn.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh well. It's fine. None of them are good.
God damn, there are like 20 movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. As good thinking about like how like the whole movie stuff of that. Like the most recent one, like the whole like legendaries and all that kind of stuff. And it's like put out to be like there's a really big event. Worst performing movie of all time is Pokemon. Even worse than Pokemon Heroes, which was the like Venice, Latios, and Latias one.
Oh, right.
And it's like even with the amount of pushing for like marketing and all that kind of stuff, and it's like it did worse than last year's movie, which was about the adventures of like this diamond princess.
That's on Netflix now, by the way.
Yeah, like
made it to Netflix.
Yeah, somehow like the big like movie event of the year with all these cool legendaries and like this big like climatic battle did worse than Diamond Princess's travels to find the life tree. Like it's just like Saga. So we'll see how next year's movie holds up, and it depends like how many years they can keep on like putting the movies into Japanese cinemas, because they're just not doing that well anymore.
How did the Genesect one do? Because I like Genesect a lot.
I like Genesect a lot, and I also think Mewtwo Y is pretty cool. But apparently, like as far as those movies go, they just keep doing worse like each year.
Every time, getting worse.
More or less. I mean, maybe I think maybe 1 year. I think maybe the Keldeo movie, which is the one before the Genesect movie, did a little bit better. But it's like slight blips.
Is it the films get worse, like obviously worse every year, or is it just the demand for them isn't as big, or?
I do think that I have actually like seen like I think I've seen pretty much every single movie, and it's like the third one was like the best. Like literally, like they have not really gotten all that great. Like since then, they're fairly they try sometimes, but it's just it's like it's just not really hugely like impressive. Like you go in there knowing that it's like a kids film.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have your sights held up too high.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the main thing with like how just like it's cinema in general, like with the advent of like like online stuff and Netflix and all that kind of stuff, like physical like going out to like do stuff is just dying like across the board anyways.
Yeah, streaming's taking everything over.
Yeah, like the internet is literally killing everything else. And that's fine by me, because everything else sucks.
I don't want to go outside. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's like who fucking reads anymore? Like, come on.
I read.
I don't believe you.
I do. I'm always reading stuff on the internet. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I know it's not a Gen 1 thing, but shiny Pokemon. Has anyone ever actually like caught one for regular means?
No.
Just finding
Yeah,
it?
I have.
No.
It was. I mean, it took a while, but I managed to catch this really cool like red Gyarados. I don't know if you guys have ever.
Oh,
caught
is this
anything like
on like Silver Gold?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I might have had that. Yeah.
It's the one they give you to. to tell you, hey,
yeah, to
shinies
show
are a
off the
thing.
fact that, hey, there's like a 1 in 8,000 chance to do this, if, all the IVs of your Pokemon match up exactly. Otherwise, you're fucked out of luck. And it's like, oh, that's the thing, is like, adding like, a lot of stuff in Generation 2, like shinies and stuff like that. Like, the way that, shinies are calculated, like all these IVs have to be a specific value, and then the attack IV has to be like, a read range of values. And it means that for a female Pokemon in a species that has a gender ratio of 7-1 can never be shiny.
Yeah,
And-
it's unfortunate. It's
Yeah,
really...
and it's also with like the unknown as well. Like only unknown I and V can be shiny because of how like that's calculated.
Right.
Yeah.
So they managed to squeeze a lot out of just those things. But as far as shiny Pokemon go, the only shiny Pokemon I've ever like gotten like legitimate through legitimate means was a shiny Natu when I was completing the Pokedex in Diamond. And I didn't realize it was shiny until I went, oh shit, until I evolved into an Exatu, and it's like, oh, right, okay, it's actually shiny. Not like I can really fucking tell the difference.
It actually changed colour, huh?
Yeah, like it was a slightly lighter shade of like like it was a light green.
Oh, it's one
Just
of
like-
those.
Yeah.
It's one of the 70% of shinies that are just lime green.
But yeah, while I was collecting my living Pokédex for Generation 6, I didn't find a shiny at all, like even with the like increased odds. So it's like whatever.
I mean, the only shiny I got like through legitimate means was I spent like a full week trying to breed a shiny Squirtle, which I eventually managed. And also I did there's that trick in X and Y with fishing?
Oh yeah, chain fishing, yeah.
Yeah, I got a shiny Chloritza that way.
Yeah, I mean there are ways like I could easily like get shinies that way, but it's like like, I don't really care. Like I can just just like plug my Parasairs in, make shiny, done.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
it doesn't feel like you've earned it that way though.
Yeah.
I just started because I had about 100 Squirtles that were just spare from trying to get that one shiny. I just started sending them out to Wonder Trade.
Oh yeah, Wonder Trade.
So I've just
Wonderful
distributed hundreds of Squirtles onto the internet now.
The Squirtle
Yeah.
breeder.
Yeah, I've saturated the market.
Yeah.
thing. Well, if they're 5 IV trash, then I don't give a shit.
But I'm sure someone on Wonder Trade was happy from the Squirtle they got.
Yeah.
I got nothing good in return for him, so
Yeah, definitely. So pedaling back to Generation 1 just a little bit, like aside from like the other like like the mainline Gen 1 games, what about like like playing like Pokemon Pinball and the TCG game and like Stadium stuff like that?
Stadium, I had some stuff I tried out because wow, it's in 3D. It looks amazing, and then you look at it now, it's like, oh.
I never had any of them when I was a kid, I don't think. But well, not a young kid, not when I was playing the original. But my brother had Stadium, like as got a little bit older, and maybe Pinball. I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, I remember seeing Stadium, same as you. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And then looking back now, you're like, wow, this is trash. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Battle Revolution.
It's a cool concept though, isn't it? You think about it, like
Yeah, and the mini games were really fun.
yeah.
You get some people around the N64 and play those mini games, and whoever mashes a button best is winning, or everything at all of them basically.
It trained you up for Mario Party. But otherwise, this is something where I can't really say too much, mainly because I didn't have a Nintendo like home console. My mother got me a PlayStation.
Yeah, we had a
so
PlayStation.
I was like, playing Spyro and just going, "Oh my god, like 3D, what the fuck?" Blew my mind.
Dragon.
But I did at least have pinball.
I might have played Final Fantasy 7 before I played Pokemon.
Good idea.
Yeah, good. God, what's a much better game than like the trash that you eventually played? God damn.
Okay, they're both hilariously broken. Let's be fair.
Oh yeah, they're both equally bad.
They're
games,
both
it's fine,
hilariously
whatever.
broken at two of the like biggest selling games, like for that era.
two of the hugest phenomenons in gaming,
Yeah.
and like, oh yeah, they're broken pieces of shit.
Because people had an affinity to them and stayed up at 3 a.m. like, you're so broken, but I love you, like just desperately searching for some sort of affection.
Who the fuck had standards back in those days? God damn.
The 90s weren't a time when you were meant to like know things were bad or good or have any concept of quality.
Yeah. I miss those days.
Yeah. So aside from like the Generation 1 games and like the other stuff, like because I'm looking at my nice little Pikachu cushion like right now. So what kind of like how much did you poke your parents into like buying you like Pokemon merchandise?
I'm so glad we got this
I
conversation.
did not. I was hugely unsuccessful.
Did you not even get the Pokemon cereal?
No, I did not. I got like one little fucking like 2-inch tall like PVC Pikachu toy, and that was it.
Mate, I had it all. I had the Pokedex, the little red Pokedex thing you could get and type in numbers and stuff. I had that Pokeball thing that was released where you could like play the game to catch the Pokemon, if you remember that. Like you had to turn it from side to side. I had a zip up. I had a zip up hoodie that had Pikachu's face on it. I was a walking advertisement for Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, goddamn.
But yeah, I loved it. I still love it now, but it's less involved in my life. But as a kid, like I was obsessed with it. Like I'd buy books, Pokemon books, like storybooks. Like I remember buying like a picture book for like Bye Bye Butterfree or something like that, and like crying myself to sleep.
They made a picture book out of that.
Yeah, I think they made it for like the first how many episodes, I don't know. And I just remember having two. I bought two randomly one day at a shop, and that was one of them. And it was just incredible. I had like stickers. I decorated like our furniture in my house with the stickers, and my dad killed me. It was great. It was a great time.
Yeah. So there's like thinking about how like Generation 1 like is today, like especially with the re-releases on the Virtual Console. Like, would you actually go back and like play them?
Yes.
I keep thinking about getting the red or blue or yellow on the 3DS.
I mean, I suppose I wasn't like hugely up for it, mainly because I literally just played them.
Yeah.
But since I realized actually you'd be able to like transfer them up to the new one, Sun and Moon. That's
the thing. It's like there's like a couple of things you can't get, isn't there? So.
Yeah, so it's like maybe I could like see like which variants of Missing No I could like send through. And it's like breaking this out. Oh, let me just get all these Mews and just clone them like endlessly. And it's like I'll just send like about 100 like level 1 Mews up through bank.
I thought you were gonna say send them out on Wonder Trade.
Well, you can eventually do that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's like you can get yourself like a level 1 Mew, or like even like just how broken these games are. Like you could like do the Mew glitch as early as like Viridian Forest and get yourself like a level 1 Gengar, and then get yourself less than like 48 experience, and it would like underflow to a negative number, and you'd immediately level up to 100.
Yeah, the underflow stuff is weird in Gen 1.
Oh god! Like, I mean, it's impressive how they actually how like this kind of shortcuts and how they actually did stuff in those games. But like, it made so many crazy things that was unbelievable.
Yeah, wasn't it like in Gen 1 if you used stat boosting moves too many times, it had an underflow and you just ended up at like nothing.
Yeah, that is definitely something that could happen. Mainly, with like using Swords Dance and getting like really high attack. But if you like go for like 999, it just went like up to like 2. And it's like all great. And then it's like even if you boosted yourself all the way up, if you got a critical hit, it ignores the boosts and the the drops, so that you might even do less damage with a critical hit. Like that's just the kind of crazy stuff that we just all know and love.
Pokemon.
Yeah, it is definitely it's stuck around for 20 years and for good fucking reason.
We've been talking about it for like over an hour now, and it's like 20 years.
Still got quite a lot that we could cover. We've got a lot we could still just go into.
I mean, I can think of games that released like 20 years ago, like Mario Golf. Like, I'm not going to be making an hour-long video about that game. Like fuck Mario.
Well, what are you doing after? What are you doing after this?
You've really got a fetish for Mario Golf. But
no, I could go for Mario Golf for the Game Boy one.
Just horrendous, and I think it says a lot about Pokemon that we're still like. It's not like with a lot of things, people move on and forget about the old ones, and just don't really care much. But people still really care about the original games.
It's either that or we've got CrossPod dragging us back to the 90s with his LPs.
Yeah.
Look, I fucking love it. That's the thing, because you guys have like, you've had your breaks like every now and then, with consistently like playing through the series, whereas I haven't had that. Like, for more or less, like, the past, like, ever since, like, Diamond and stuff like that, like, I've always gone out, like, on the day of release and just bought those games, and it's like, it's a pre-order, like, no question, because I know exactly what I'm gonna be getting into. It's gonna be Pokemon. It might be good, it might be bad. With how things have been going recently, probably gonna be, not all amazing, probably not gonna have any kind of post-game, no customization, no following Pokemon, no any of that kind of... Anyway.
Do you think you'd always buy it? Like, as long as they keep making it? Unless it got terribly bad, but if it just got, like, bad as in people were like, oh, this just isn't a good game anymore, would you still buy it for, like, nostalgia purposes?
I mean, so far, there was actually, like, honestly, as weird as it sounds, like, it did actually feel like there was actually a time when I was thinking, maybe, like, maybe Generation 5 might be, like, the last generation, like, ever, like, do stuff. Maybe I might, like, just cool down and, like, not play Pokemon anymore. But then every single time, like, a new game is, like, announced, and I just get caught up in the hype train, and it's like, yeah, I'm just getting this, like, new question.
You're then like, what the fuck was I thinking? And then seriously just get back into it.
Yeah, I mean, you're someone who tried to like get over the ending of Pokemon Conquest. You're too deep to ever leave.
Yeah.
God. I mean, I got very close to 100% Pokemon Conquest. Like literally, like 100%ing. Like, and that is a fool's errand. But it's just, I just can't help myself. I just fucking love this series, man.
Yeah, I think Pokemon will always be in my like top 5. Like, it can't. Well, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's always going to be one of my favourites. Purely for nostalgia purposes, like, at least. But I
mean, I'm always going to really like it, but I've kind of got weird taste now, so some
weird kinks
probably overtaking
it. I've got weird taste now.
Yeah.
I now prefer to dress up as Pokemon instead of playing the games.
Yeah, that was always the case. I mean,
that's an idea of Halloween, actually. I might go as like a Caterpie for Halloween.
Yeah, like a sexy Caterpie.
Slutty Caterpie.
There's probably an outfit like that existing somewhere. Like, type in sexy blank anything and it'll be a Halloween outfit.
I am on
just,
Google
like,
now.
There.
We will find this.
I have Googled sexy Caterpie.
No, what I'll edit some stuff into the actual video itself, but I can't edit that stuff in.
Slutty. Since we're on the wheat.
How does this grab you?
What the hell's that? It's not. It's not loaded on mine. What am I missing out on?
Just a very handsome Metapod.
Oh, hold on. It's loading.
I mean, I'll use harden it if it does.
I've got some advice, guys. Don't type in sluttyweedle, because there is some weird stuff on Reddit that comes up.
I imagine there would be.
Yes, this is also like a thing to reviews as well. Do not Google sluttyweedle. Do not do anything like that. Do not see what will come up if you do such a thing.
I'm trying to send it to the chat, but I don't know if I dare.
I dare.
No, this is bad.
No, not that, man. Don't send things that are actually too bad, because I think I've hit the peak for this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, does anyone else have any other topics we wish to talk about?
Okay, favorite NPC.
Does this apply to just the first generation or just in general?
First generation, yeah.
Okay.
Old man who teaches you how to throw Pokeballs.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
No, because I was always a. Now his name escapes me. The guy in the Elite Four, the end of the Elite Four.
Oh, Lance.
Yeah, I was always a Lance fan. Yeah.
Is it Lance?
Well, technically, at the end of Elite Four, you're talking about your rival.
No, I mean Lance. Yeah.
Yeah. Lance is. It's like, yeah, I've got all these cool dragon Pokemon. What do you mean the only move is Dragon Rage?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's just 5 Dragonites.
Or even better, a Dragonite that knows Barrier, and because of how the AI worked, if you sent out a Poison type, it will just use Barrier endlessly. Because there's no PP for enemies, so it will just always use Barrier. You could literally take out Lance's Dragonite using a Weedle, and would never have to worry about taking any damage. This has changed in Yellow, where it has an actual moveset of Blizzard, Thunder, Fire Blast, and Hyper Beam. So you can't exactly, face Weedle up against that. You could try, but
I would hesitate to face my Pikachu against that.
yeah, that is the main thing. With like how Pikachu like works in like the end game. You send it out, you try and use Thunder Wave. Oh, it use Hydro Pump. Oh, okay, thanks Pikachu. See you later. Pikachu, while I definitely used it all throughout the LP. It
It is not viable.
It was usable.
Usable, but not recommended.
Yeah, not recommended in the slightest. No.
Cross teaches you the important things you must know. What is that you've just sent?
Okay, I said that a while ago.
Oh, it's horrendous. Butterfree. Oh god, yeah, sorry, we're talking about things you can't see, never mind.
I think that's kosher to be put up on the screen. Never mind, anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to stand by Old Man Who Teaches You How to Throw Pokeballs, though, as my favourite.
That's fair enough.
I mean, yeah. One cool thing is, like, they change things for localization. In the originals, he's drunk off his ass and, like, completely hungover. But
Excellent.
In the, obvious localization, it's like, oh, I'm just, need some coffee. I'm not just lying down here hungover.
Yeah.
I just have no energy because I haven't had my drugs caffeine yet. But otherwise, to other like old men NPCs, the guy that literally just stands outside Celadon Gym and just leers in.
Oh gosh, yeah, I completely forgot about him.
Fucking hell, that guy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this gym's great. It's full of women. But in at least in the remakes, it's like, oh, this gym's great. It's full of strong trainers.
Is that what it is?
If we can go to like other generations, then I'd probably say Crash Awake.
My bay. Crash Awake.
Oh man, Crash Awake.
It is a great one. And then as far as like so that Pokemon nearly never really goes like far from its like what the fuck moments. Mr. Bonding.
Mr. Bonding?
Yeah, Mr. Bonding in the Generation 6 games.
Oh shit. I can't remember him.
Or even like but that's the thing. It's like because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are like the kind of like set before X and Y.
That guy.
You have the creation of Mr. Bonding.
Ooh.
It's like what the fuck.
The birth of a hero. I'm reading the quote. I feel tied to those old men with such strong bonds now.
Yeah. It's
That's Mr. Bonding for you.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So. This is like any other like like big old topics that we can go into.
Well, let's try and save some in case we do this again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
Because I know what I'm doing in my Crystal LP
this.
in like about a year's time because that game's like about 1,000,000 times bigger. I suppose we can talk about a little bit about like Crystal. And it's like one thing I don't want to like say like it does definitely improve on how like the Generation 1 games like were like how they like look like the new Pokemon,
How they were balanced,
like everything, all this kind of stuff. But but really like because I've never really gone too much in depth into it. A lot of the changes are really surface deep. You go further than that, and things are as broken, or slightly less broken, or in terms of like other things, like even more broken. Like using the apricorn balls as like an example. Like only like about 3 or 4 of them actually work as intended, and even then, it's just better to just like use something else instead because they're not really all that great.
Genuinely still not convinced that like the programming in Gold and Silver might still be bad enough that Kanto being there is just some weird programming workaround.
Oh, I suppose actually, yeah. But one thing we actually talk about is Generation 2 Kanto.
Oh,
yeah. It's not good.
No, it's a really cool thing. It's like, oh my god, like do you know what happened? You just stepped into Kanto. Check your Pokegear to see, and you go, oh my god, it looks exactly the same. Actually, no, hold on, everything's smaller. Wait, what? How does that work? But I mean, again, like pretty impressive for its time.
Look, people from Johto are just enormous.
It's like a cool addition, isn't it? Like it was well thought. Like that people would be like, "Oh, this is great," but it wasn't very well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like you realise everything's still the same level it was in Red and Blue, and you can't except for the gyms, and
God.
you just
we will talk about fucking like Generation 2's fucking leveling curve. In
God damn it! I hate Generation 2 leveling curve.
Oh God.
And they didn't even fucking fix it in the remakes.
But they did like slightly better, but nah, they it's still pretty low. But I mean, as when you're like your first gym leaders, like Ace Pokemon is level 9, you know you're in a bit of problems.
There is a problem that's happened here.
Yeah. So otherwise, unless you guys have anything more to add, I think that is a pretty successful talking about Generation 1 and other things.
Slutty Weedle.
And other side.
Slutty Weedle. Slutty Weedle. Slutty Weedle.
All right, I'll put that as the title of the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, is that the podcast name?
Slutty Weedle. We could be Slutty Weedle.
We are the Slutty Weedles.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god. That's the LP group name now. Change the channel name.
Slutty Weedle. This is a disclaimer from us. If you Google Slutty Weedle, anything you find is not down to us. Like whatever you click
That's
on.
the thing. If we become big enough, then we can become the top search term for Slutty Weedle.
But then what will happen to the really weird pictures?
Well, maybe we can stop people jerking off to Weedle.
No, we can never stop that. But I mean, we could have it so that people like looking for like to get the groove on. It's like, oh, hold on, there's a YouTube channel with this name. I'll check these guys out. These guys seem all right. I'll subscribe and then get back to my jerking off of Weedle pics.
Is that's the audience we're going for?
Maybe we
now.
found a niche market.
That's our target audience.
We found a niche market of people that just love Slutty Weedle.
But anyway.
Oh god, I think we need to stop now because this is getting.
Please type in your other favourite Pokemon with the word slutty before it. See what else you can find.
And I'll put that into the next podcast. But anyway, thank you to
anyone who listened this long.
Yeah, thank you to my guest Dirty D's Done and Kaltra for joining me on a wild and wet adventure.
Yeah, I'm wet. I'll tell you what.
And we will see you guys all for the next podcast, next videos, whenever they happen, next whatever.
We'll do something sometime.
Oh yeah, like I'm always planning on doing something and then procrastinating, to not do it.
Yep.
And it'll be good. So thank you all for joining us, and see you guys next time.
Later.